Have you ever just gotten to a point in life where everything feels kind of mundane and you're kind of just going through the motions without even realizing what you're doing? It's like you've gotten to a point where you don't even know who you are anymore because you just keep on pushing through. And sometimes it's not really because you want to, but it's because you have to. Certain situations change us and it feels like there's no other way but forward. And in order to gain our new self, we kind of have to lose our old selves for a little bit. And that kind of brings me to the topic of discussion today, is finding your old self and how to actually get in touch with somebody that you used to be or who you wish you could be again. So I'd say one step you could take is just do things that used to bring you joy, even though you don't really want to do it. So, for example, I used to watch this one YouTuber and I thought he was hilarious. And I'd go back and I'd watch his videos. Recently, I did this and I was laughing so hard. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is great. And like, this sounds kind of bad, but I've been in this very serious mindset for probably the last at least month or so, and I'm taking things very seriously and I'm doing things strategically. And like, I used to be a big jokester, and for a little bit I felt like I didn't have it in me to joke and like I couldn't. But I went back and I watched some videos that I haven't watched in years, and I was just in the best mood ever. I was like, dang, okay, I need to be more goofy and fun. And like, don't get me wrong, I used to be a hella goofy guy back in the day, but yeah. So I think a lot of us kind of go through some stuff, and that causes us to take life more serious than we would like to sometimes. And I'm super guilty of this. And I'm on the path to kind of rekindling with my old self, but merging it with my new self. And I'd say for the past at least a couple months now, I've been working towards being the best version of myself that I really can be. And for those of you that have been watching me for a while now, I apologize for not giving you guys content here for a while, but sometimes I think you just need to take a break from some things in order to grow in other aspects of your life. And not that I don't enjoy doing this, I love doing this, and I'm very passionate about creating videos and connecting with like-minded people like you guys that watch my videos. So I think you just need to know when the time is right to put your energy towards different aspects of your life. And I think I'm finally ready to start creating more videos again for you guys, and just trying to grow back into the person that I liked, like a version of myself that I liked that I've kind of grown distant from. And I think this can relate to a lot of people, and I don't like that I have shifted so far away from somebody that I used to be. And this is in direct correlation to somebody making me question myself and making me think otherwise about myself. And if this is you, the only thing I can say is just try to block that out. And you just need to, it sounds easy, it's not, but you need to come to peace with whatever it is that made you shift your focus away from your old self. It's the worst when something makes you feel like you can't be a certain version of yourself. And I'm trying to be more social and connect with people, and it's difficult sometimes because I think, I'd like to be good socially. I don't think I'm there yet. Another thing that I'm working on. But, I feel like I look at myself as an entertainer. Like, I've always been the type of guy that just likes to do things to bring joy to other people. That's kind of just who I am as a person at my very core. And I definitely lost that for a couple years now. And because I felt like I couldn't. If when you feel like you can't be your true 100% self around some certain people, it just it changes you, because then that becomes your norm. And if you fall into being somebody that you're actually not for an extended period of time, it really makes you question your reality and who you actually are as a person, because you kind of lost your way along the journey. But I think it's okay to change as a person in general throughout life. And if you're not changing, you're kind of stagnant, and you need growth. You need to keep pushing forward, but at the same time, you can't leave behind a version of yourself and basically become a shell of somebody who you once were. Another tip that I would give to try to become a version of yourself that you once were is just to be okay with your own thoughts, and be okay with just sitting with yourself and being present. That's something that I've been really trying to work on, is not to be in my own head as much, like trying to be present, but at the same time knowing it's okay to reflect and go back and think about, oh, well, this did that to me, and that's okay. If there's a certain specific reason why you're not allowing yourself to act a certain way that you once did, I think the more that I've thought about it, the more I realize it's not really a me issue. It's more of a everybody else kind of issue. And what I mean by this is that not everybody is going to receive exactly what you're putting out to the world as the message you intend to have. And what I mean by this is sometimes people just are too upset and too focused on their own things and their own lives and can't really see things for what they are. And you could have the most positive mindset and the best intentions in the world and use the perfect tone, everything, say something to a person, compliment them, and they could take that the wrong way just because of their mindset. So I've really been trying to just shift my focus and my energy towards things that, I'm not going to let somebody bring me down. Like if I have the best intentions and I say things how I think should be said and somebody responds poorly to it, that's not my fault. I did everything I could have done, in my opinion, to be correct. And this isn't like some arrogant or delusional type of thing that I'm talking about. I'm saying if you have a genuine heart and you say something to somebody out of just pure kindness and they get all bent out of shape about it, I'm sorry, but that's not your fault. And I think, at least for me, I've thought about that for a long time. And I thought, wow, why am I the problem? Why is it that people respond to me poorly? Why is it that when I say something or compliment somebody, they respond in a way that's negative? I'm like, what am I doing? And I've kind of had to come to terms that it's not about me. I all you can do is control your own thoughts and actions, and that's one way to find yourself and be okay with yourself. And if somebody makes you act otherwise and makes you feel like you can't be your authentic self, then maybe you need to shift away from that specific person to be able to find your old self and become comfortable in your skin. And like I said before, you can't stay stagnant and only exist as your past self. Obviously you have to grow and form your own sense of self. And I've changed a lot. I'm not looking to be a previous version of myself only, but I'm trying to develop those traits that I liked about myself at one point back into my life. And I think you just need to make a conscious decision on how to gain those things back. Just make the decision mentally and say, I'm going to start implementing these and I'm going to start acting this way. And it doesn't matter what another person thinks, because I like this and this is just for me. You know, why are you trying to become somebody that's not just for you? Like, if you're not doing it for yourself and you're only doing it for others, that's the wrong way to go about it, because like, that's a recipe for disaster. You're just going to keep pushing away who you actually want to be and become somebody you don't even like. It's because other people just like it. And like, what's the point? What's the point of that? So I encourage you to just reflect and think back to a time in your life where you were a specific version of yourself that you really enjoyed, or a certain characteristic that you used to really do a lot but don't do too much anymore. So just try to reflect and think of things that you want to implement back into your life and try to actively do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and could take something out of it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.